And what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, welcome, one and all. We are finally kicking around, getting live here. We are live in Middleton, Wisconsin for the 2021-2022 Continental Tournament brought to you by NADO, North American Dart Organization. I'm your boy, Ryan George. I will be here off and on all weekend long. Me and the rest of the crew of Cincy Event Streaming are here live to try to bring you guys the best weekend chock full of darts that we possibly could. We were aiming to get streaming a little bit earlier, but you know how that goes when you go to set something up and you think something's going to work perfectly and you have to work through those kinks. So we've been working some stuff out, but we're giving this a run. We're going to see if we have figured out all those issues, figured out all those hiccups, and we'll be good to go. So take this opportunity, everybody, to like, share, subscribe, get this ball rolling, get the numbers going. We're going to bring you as many darters as we can today. We are currently in the Uncapped Points Leader Invitational with a $6,500 payout. There is it is separate men's and women's pools. Women's have their own, men have their own. The format for today, winner's side race to 3, 501, 501, cricket, tiebreaker will be 701. Loser's side will be a race to 2, 501, cricket, tiebreaker 701. All 01 will be stacked, so no freeze this weekend, which makes me a little sad personally, but you know, like the one song always says, you can't always get what you want. What's up? What's up, Bryce? What's up, buddy? Mr. Keith in the building. What's up, everybody? Yeah. We're here watching the fellas throw 932 warm-up darts because you know how that goes. Especially if you're Gregory Amix, you definitely know how that goes. In our next match, we're going to have Dan Higginbotham, a.k.a. Fear the Beard, Gerardo Fuentes, Cameron King, and Mr. Ronald Buckner, one of my favorite people. As there goes the camera galore. Holy cow, what just happened? I don't know where one went. That's okay. Alrighty. So let me everybody know, chime in, tell me where you're from, tell me where you're tuning in from. Let me know if everything's loud and clear on your end, if I sound good, if I sound terrible. Be honest, it's okay. I can handle it. As these boys will, as we say, continue to throw. Because as you all know, those soft tippers, and me being one of them, needs 300. The higher the level, for every level you go up, you need 15 more warm-up darts. So for these guys, I'm sure they're all quite talented. Well, I know Mr. Buckner is talented. Ruby waved at my phone. That's adorable. All right, B-Laz, I'll have them look into that right now, see if I can figure it out. That's the issue that we have been having is there's been the slightest bit of freeze lag on a few of the cameras, and we're not quite sure what's doing it. We've been through every setting twice over, and it'll eventually pop back through. But for the moment, while it's locked in there, you see Dan with a super serious face. There he is. So, yeah, we're going to be here live all weekend long. We're doing the Uncapped Points Invitational this morning. We have the Extreme MPRT, as they're calling it, tonight, which is basically a glorified massive LOD. Hi, Shelbell. So we're doing our thing. We're trying to get all our kinks worked out. We're going to do our best to bring you everything we got. I will be here with you as long as everything holds all day long. One sec. As they worked upon with. So we're here. We're gonna do our best to bring you what you got where we can. Jay Watt in the building. Love seeing you, buddy. Heard you've been throwing some monster darts. Heard my 7 foot tall friend has been throwing gigantic darts as of late, and I couldn't be Couldn't be happier to hear it. But yeah, as Mr. Ronald Buckner getting the board all dialed in, he and Cameron set to take on Dan and Gerardo. As we are getting started with 5:01, it is open in, open out. I had genuinely, personally hoped we were going to go for a master or even possibly open in double out, but that's okay. Mr. Buckner gets kicked off and just gets to doing right what he always gets to doing, and that's leading up this match with a hat trick. Had he missed, I'd have been shocked. The fact that he hit it, not so much. Man, that lag is there, isn't it, huh? And that'll bring Mr. Higginbotham and his custom smooth barrels to the board. Those things are slicker and concrete covered, nice. Does not find himself the biggest round. So Cameron to the board, flights off, finds himself a bull second dart. I like that delivery. It's slower dart. Get off my tower. Here's our first look at Gerardo Fuentes. Looking just a couple dots underneath. Needs to stretch and reach and goes just over top. So we have ourselves a 1-2-3 kind of situation. Did it in reverse order. 3-2-1. It's the final countdown. Man. Big Ron just back to do it. Oh, he wanted another one. But he's got that fever. He's got that low-grade fever, that 101. You know, why throw the third dart if you're going to do that? But at the same time, 'tis the way we go. 'Tis the way we bounce. Dan back at it. And Dan, local buddy of mine from Richmond area, when Dan dials in, Dan is deadly. Now, as most of us starters, not all of us being perfectionists and pros, we're not always all dialed in, but Dan is capable of being an absolute monster. Thank you, Miss Tammy. I will look over my shoulder and tell Juan what you just told me, and that is that Facebook is lagging, but YouTube is perfectly fine, according to Miss Tammy Hansen. And I'm not sure why. We've been fighting it all morning long, darling. But we are also on Twitch. So, I'm going to get them boys to get off that tower. Double 17 for the bowl, and he hits it. Ron Buckner just doing things. He's just living his best life. Wanting to do it his way. All right, so Cameron and Ron up 1-0 over Dan and Gerardo. This is the loser side, so this is a race to 2. So Dan and Gerardo are looking to make a push here in this cricket leg as we kick it to cricket. Wanting to need to win this to survive and push the side and third leg. All right, Miss Tammy, I will be here. Come find me or I'll come find you. I owe you at least a hug or a dozen. As Dan finds himself 4. And Ron's going to be frustrated because he broke that tip off right underneath and treble 19. So you know where it was as he trips 3. Third dart. So only 2 on the visit. That'll open the door for Gerardo to make a push. He's going to look to take that 19 away. Big treble right here. Go a long way. But 3 in the bed will work. Takes the wedge away. And will push Cameron on to the next one. Whether he chooses 17s or 18s, we shall see. Looks like he's looking 18s. And he is. That's going to make that awkward if that's hanging down and across and he drop the elbow, throws underneath. Got to change the angle. This is one of those moments where you change the approach. Goes for the 19 close and does not get it. That's going to sting as I'm sure Dan is looking to make that hurt bad. Treble 20 to open. Oh, he's going right back at it. He's looking to bury it. Finds himself on another 4 mark. Does not get the anything on the 18, but extends the lead 100-0 over Ron and Cam. Ron goes to work. Just needs to split the difference there and find that treble. All right, gang, give me just 1 second here. I'll come back in just as Cam comes alive on the 17s. Finds himself a 5. Dan going to look to take it away. Just needs one more single to do so. Finds it fat in the middle. Miss Emily Porter chiming in. Yeah, that's the Cam we've been having trouble with, is the player facing Cam. Everything else has been pretty squared away as Buckner goes big trouble. 16-second dart. Flights down on the 3rd. So they're still trailing 50 points, but there's still legs to play. Wedges to be had. Will Winfrey, what's up, my guy? As Gerardo takes away 16s and puts one in the 15, trying to go big bang to push it to the bowl. Finds himself a single up over the top. Needs to get creative. Only finds himself a pair. Which will bring Dan to the board with the opportunity to push to the bowl. Push it to the bowl. Literally, well, not now, but could have had darts in hand to end the leg. Only finds 1. Needed 2, found 1. And that'll bring Ron back. Ron looking for blood on these 15s. And he finds 4 to make it a 5-point game. One more single would have made that a lot more interesting, as it would have established even a small point lead, but would have pushed at least one of Gerardo's darts. Well, he did it anyway. And there's the single 15 to close shop. Right now, you need to think points. And he does so, but does not connect on the 3rd dart. Going treble 5, finding himself drifting just to the left. Cam finding a bull 2nd dart. Needs a double in the worst way. Just over top. No, you can tell he wanted that bad. So Dan, I'd say bid 1 at the bowl and see where you're at. And he does, and he's just off the edge. Got a point 3rd dart. Yeah. Got a point 3rd dart. Cannot give somebody like Ron Buckner darts in hand standing behind you. He will make you pay. Oh, what a flight grab. Just pushes him outside. A dot out of it. And a dot again. He needed those so bad. He's so animated. I love that man. He is so excitable. Even when it's good, even when it's bad, he's smiling, a jump, and a holler, and a high five all at the same time. Gerardo opts to go treble 20 for some points to extend the lead just a little bit and make them a little more comfortable, keep them focused on the bullseye, not where they can be taking wedges away. Cam closes bowl. They can start points here. Big double. Just over top. I almost would have considered a single 19 close there. I know that's not the right play, but I thought about it. I'd have forced Dan up or forced Dan into the hat trick. But then, of course, he goes treble 20 to double bowl. Dan said, hold my beard. Oh, he just flies left on third dart. That'd have been a way to end it. Treble 20 to a double bowl to a single bowl. Man. Here comes Buckner. Needs a double in the worst way. He gets 3. Tightens it right back up. Makes it a 20-point game. But Gerardo Fuentes only needs 1 bullseye. And he hits it first dart. So we are 1 apiece. And it will go to a third leg decider. In which they will diddle up. It will be 7-0-1 stacked. So no freeze. As Buckner puts in the double bull diddle. Do believe that. Does not say Diddler cannot start. Dan rolls out right. So Buckner and Cameron will get the start in the 7-0-1 leg. All right, 7:01 more of a marathon than a sprint. See how this one gets rolling. Do take this opportunity, everybody. I know we're fighting through a few lag issues. Do take an opportunity if you can to share this out there. Give us a like. Give us that big old thumbs up. Turn that bell on. We're going to be here this weekend trying to bring everybody the best footage we possibly can for these ladies and gentlemen all alike. We will do our best to keep a variety of matches coming to the boards best we can. We will try to keep the action as nonstop as we possibly can. Not always perfect science, but we're going to give it our best shot. Dan giving Ron Buckner the assist on the board as he finds himself a low time 104. And I will work my best to fight my way through this chilly hallway. And it's just a tiny bit of cold I'm fighting off. But, you know, every time I go to a tournament, days before a tournament, I always just seem to get that itty-bitty baby cold. It's not enough to lay me out, but you know how that works. Mr. Cam dropping low, finding a 2. He's going to have to get that elbow up just a skosh. And that's what happens. You find that bull third dart. Denise Peters checking in, saying everybody good luck this weekend, shoot well, and have lots of fun. I don't know a soft dipper here that ain't going to have fun this weekend, but we appreciate the sentiment. As Mr. Gerardo finds 1 bowl on the visit, 64 to pretty much keep the game in pace. Ron will not deliver a hat trick this time, so I know we're all a little more shocked than we'd like to admit as he goes just a dot high into the 1. And again, the animation and the emotion that we all love so much when it comes to Ron right there front and center. Love that guy. Dan, as you can tell from the approach of his darts, loves that he throws from the left side of the Yaki. He's lines up left of the board, comes in and firing across at an angle. It's always fun to watch Dan because it almost makes it look like his dart's coming in at this weird angle, but it's because he throws from so far to the left. As we are knocking stuff off of the table and scaring the crap out of Cam mid-throw. Dot high and a dot low. Splits the difference and finds himself a double. 69 the hard way. Gerardo would love nothing more right here than to not get robbed on that dart, but to find himself a big round to get himself ahead against the throw. And he does that with the next two darts for the 111, a.k.a. the Ryan George Loton, because I don't hit hat tricks. I hit 111s. But Mr. Buckner firing on all cylinders, just a dot out off the hat. Answers with a 116 to give them the slight advantage and on throw. Dan is knocking at the door, but he is just a dot out all three darts. First dart flying off the board after drawing blood with the wire there, right outside the bullseye. Which puts this firmly in Cam and Ron's hands here if they can stay straight these next two rounds. And especially if Cam can fill it up right here. Perfect time for a hat trick off the Dan off round to set Ron Buckner up on 132. Gerardo needed a couple of bulls here. Not going to find a low, but try to find one. Does not connect. Just a story of being a dot or two outside for Dan and Gerardo on this leg. They threw cricket really well. Ron would love nothing more than to scream and yell as he cleans up this 132. First dart's good. Second dart's great. Third dart double 16, just a dot inside the wire to leave Cam 16. The good news being they've still got darts from there as Dan and Gerardo are sitting back on 245. Dan needs to keep it straight to set it up on an out. Does by hitting the 8, leaving the 170, leaving the big old fishy fish. But not thinking that it's likely that Mr. Cam misses here. Oh my. Drops low into the dub 16, looking at a single 16. So Gerardo Fuentes will get a technical look at this. He hits the first one. No way. Oh, he flights over on the second. That'd have been a story right there. The 170 big fish steal in the last leg deciders. Here comes Ron Buckner. Fat 16. Oh, he's wire high into the 8. They're making a mockery of this. And he wires high into the 11 for the bust to bring Dan Higginbotham back to the board, staring down 107. And a couple different ways you could do this. If you're going to take the 7, I'd go 57 or 7 first. 93 is trip 19 for double 18. Oh, he goes sailing up top for double 20. I think that one just got away from him. So set up off a 13 for tops and hope that by some mythical reason here, Cam does not hit himself a fat 16, but he does. Takes care of business. So Ron Buckner and Cameron King will take down Dan Higginbotham and Gerardo Fuentes 2-1 on the loser side. So Dan and Gerardo's day is done in the Uncapped Invitational. Cameron and Ron will continue on. Hi, Teddy Bear. How you doing, buddy? And we will see if we can get moved over to the next board here momentarily. I will be right back with you because I think we've got a pretty big dose of talent warming up on the board, other streaming board. I'm pretty sure it's George Daniels and Brad Wilson, which is not a stacked team at all. And I think they got John Hastings and his partner coming up. So let me double check, make sure I'm right on that. We'll be right back to you. All right, everybody, I'm going to pop back on here really quick. Uh, our one and only is working on, one by A that is working on figuring out. We went to try to switch, and the camera's fighting us again. So he's out there trying to figure that out real quick, find out exactly where they are, because George and them are underway on the other board, and then we're going to get switched right over to it. I'm sorry, guys, we're having these troubles. We're not sure what's going on. We've been, like I said, we started trying to get going earlier this morning, and it has been an uphill battle the whole way. One piece of equipment wants to fight with another and fighting internet and stuff like that. Those of you who know may know. So hang tight with us. We are still here. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep it rolling. I don't think we have to take the actual stream down in order to pop it back up, but we'll try to avoid doing that because I do want to keep you guys here while I got you. Let's see if you chimed in. Jessica Keller, hi, honey. I hope you're still here. Hey, Ben Belts. Mr. Brian Delaney chiming in. All the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky peeps in Columbus, Ohio. And Jason, we're working on getting it over there. I don't know. We went to swap over, and it was like, yeah, no. So we are working on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to sit here and chitter chat filler. But like I said, we are live, NADO 2021-22 Continental Finale here at the Madison Marriott West in Middleton, Wisconsin. Beautiful country up here. Beautiful hotel, beautiful area. Right off the freeway. A couple really nice restaurants right here in the area. Literally within walking distance. Just a beautiful place to come up and play. So the one thing I can say to everybody is it was announced earlier this morning so that for the next, not the next one, but the next 2 years, your NADO Continental Finale will be held in Indianapolis, Indiana. So for the next 2 years, not one, the next two, look to be spending some time in Indianapolis in your October finale sessions. So that was announced this morning, so I can say that out loud and not be in fear of it being a rumor or being incorrect. And then after those 2 years, they will be evaluating. As we all know, you have to book these events a year or two in advance. And as each year rolls through, they'll look to see onward and upward and where to next. But Mr. Sam Westgate, so generous earlier to stop by and chit-chat with us and talk to us a little bit about the thought process and where they're at and making sure they're appealing to their player base and the logistics and everything that goes into pulling off a tournament that's this big. So it's great to chit-chat with him as we see Corona Robe around the corner attacking the other board. So we're going to get this figured out. We're going to see what we got going on here. I'm going to work to get it to the board. I am pretty sure, unfortunately, that George and them are done, and I'm 95% sure that George and Brad, Senior Wilson, pulled that off as I would expect them to, because that is a lock, stock, loaded for barrel kind of team. So I'm going to pause here for just a second. Brian, I'd love nothing more. Now I'll hold my pause just for you. Quick drive over to Indy. Never a bad place to be. I'm not 100% sure on the venue in Indianapolis. I'd have to double check that to get back to you. But as soon as I know more, if I know more and I'm allowed to talk more, I'll let you know more. But yeah, Indiana, great. It'll be a great venue. I'd love to see them expand out and talk about other parts, either Illinois or Ohio. I mean, NATO's got people everywhere. We were joking around. They've got players and vendors out in Montana. I was like, let's go play in Bozeman in the warm months. That'd be fun out there, right? Oh, Paul Rogers, sir. I've already taken a half a dozen pictures and sent one to my wife just to make her jealous. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Rogers, without doubt, not only one of the nicest guys to chit-chat with and, get to know via Facebook and through the dart scheme and everything else. And last year, unfortunately, didn't get to see him last year. Just popped in over my shoulder about 5, not even 10 minutes ago, and a belated birthday present if there ever was one, and an insanely scentful and still warm box of a dozen insomnia cookies. So my inner fat kid is oh so happy. But we are waiting on the next match, ladies and gentlemen. Where nothing popped up yet. They're going to work on pulling something to the pit. My one and only working diligently behind me over my shoulder on the production side to bring you guys some action. So don't go anywhere. Please, please stay with me. Numbers are bumping back up, and I don't think I can talk about how excited I am to have you guys here, how excited I am to actually get to spend a little time with you. I am your boy Ryan George, the voice since the event streaming. Um, it is going to be an honor and a pleasure to be here all weekend long. I am throwing some tomorrow, so we will be working out some other stuff for that to make sure that goes according to plan. And hopefully we can also continue to work out our technical issues that we've been fighting off left and right this morning. The devil is in the details, especially when it comes to electronics and internet and getting things out over streams and making sure everything sounds oh so perfect, even though you have to listen to me at the tail end of that. So, Jessica Keller, I don't think anything would make me, well, there's things that would make me happy alongside this, but I don't think I could tell you how excited I would be if you were here and your unbelievably fantastic wife. It would be so great to see both of you. Hopefully, I get to see you sooner versus later because this once or twice a year in Columbus or wherever stuff, it just isn't quite cutting it for me, because I kind of love you. So, Mr. Jason Ives checking in on us. Hey, buddy, how you? We're doing good. It is a bit cooler up here in Wisconsin. I'm not going to lie. My inner insulated body is very excited and happy at it because the fall up here is, by definition, actually fall. Um, so yeah, it was actually got down to freezing last night, and it was currently, last I checked, it was like 41 degrees, and I was just excited for 41 degrees. I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt like there was any doubt. And then, oh, my brethren of brethren, oh, Mr. Sean Green, I better hurry before oh, there it is. He got jealous. I knew it was coming. Oh, buddy, you know I love you, and you know I miss you too, and your amazing wife, and your adorable children. And we need to figure out a side by side gig. We gotta work these details out. I don't know how we do it, but we gotta figure it out. And you're not the L in chopped liver. The L is what the Colts should have taken yesterday. Heyo, but they won the field goal contest, I guess, again, or whatever. Sorry, buddy. I got to get on you about your Colts. Oh, man. Oh, and then, Cheryl Bailey. Hi, Cheryl. I, why did I think you were here this weekend? Maybe I stand corrected. Well, I miss you too, regardless. And Emily Porter, of course, chiming in on seconding on the adorable children, as we all should. For those of you who do not know Sean Green, you're missing out. For those of you who do not know Megan Green, you are definitely missing out. And for those of you who do not know the entire Green family and their adorable little girls, O to the M to the G. If they ever disappear, I promise you, I did not take them as I sit here nodding my head. Yes, I did. Anywho, no, some a beautiful, beautiful family that Sean's got there. And we love the entire Green family through and through. That just goes without saying. Dylan, I wish you were here too, buddy. It'd be great to have you. It'd be great if Amanda could have come up with you. Having you guys around is always a joy and a pleasure. It's always fun when the Richmond Familia rolls up and rolls out and shows out. But there's always next time, as I know you're continuing to get that shoulder back to 100%. Also, though, if I'd have known that I was going to end up here in a a rental with a much bigger rental. I had room for all kinds of bodies in my ride. Um, but that's a story for another day. As I think I'm hearing noise happening behind me, which means we might be working things. Oh, Sean, in case you're still here, just in case you're still here, you should be proud of me because your boy working a stream deck. Anywho, not really the point. I'm having too much fun for my own good, considering we are not calling darts. Crystal, how we doing? Why aren't you here? You should be here. Why aren't you here? I'm a little sad right now. You tell me you're coming. Tell me you're coming. I need to know, Crystal. You're one of my favorite people that I only get to see like once a year. Don't do this to me. This is my as I choke on my sip of drink. Oh, you are here in the room. Good. Perfect. Weekend remains intact. Are you gonna come down here and call me a hoe? That's not very nice. Kidding. All right. What else we doing? Oh, we are also debuting our new audio equipment here, so I hope that I sound unbelievably sultry and like everything you. No, I'm not actually sick. I just decided to choke on liquid as I tried to drink it. Um, I am the slightest bit nasally. I don't know if it's the cold that's bringing out just a little bit of nasal in the voice, but little an extra booger or two this morning as I was blowing my nose in the shower. But but no, the cough was just I decided to take a drink and it decided it wanted to go down into the lungs versus the stomach, and so cough cough. Any hoozy. So yes, we are here. We're still working on this. I know that one and only and them are working over my shoulder. Um, Emily, we have more than one private chat group. You are more than welcome to be our mediator and take part if you ever feel a need. We always told ourselves that we were going to have a mediator. She had to be under 5'1". So you fit that bill. You adorable person, you. Yes, Dylan, fall allergies have been funky. Ew, Emily, you're supposed to say, oh, yes, please. Come on now. Anyway, so yeah, we are working on that. They're working on that. I'm talking never endingly into a microphone to people whom I can't see, although I wish I could see all of you. That would be amazing. I know you're way under 5'1". That's why I said it. I was going safety number to 5'1", but I figured you were 4'10" and a half. But I wasn't going to call you out that harshly. You're still one of my absolute favorite people under 5 foot tall. So, excluding, like my immediate family, like my grandmother and such that are also under 5 foot tall. So, any hoozy, we are working this out. Looks like we might have a few people in the background. Oh, Paul Rogers, you're a handsome man with a manly beard. You're doing fine. Oh, man. Let's see. Well, I know I'm over. Sean and I are both, but we just told ourselves that our mediator had to be under 5 foot tall. That way we couldn't take them seriously when they tried to be nice to us or tell us what to do. Looks like we might have some background action making its way to the board. Yeah, Emily's 4. I'm calling it at 4'10" and a half. That's where I'm calling Emily out. But I'm gonna say this: three things. I lied. Three. One, she is one of the most amazing people that I know. Two, she has one of the biggest personalities you're ever gonna meet. She's 7 foot tall in personality. And three, she's got a humongously large heart, and she's just so sweet. Maybe someday I'll come talk with you since I play. Teddy Bear, you win it all. All you do is, like Khaled says, win, 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 no matter what. So our next match coming up, we are getting dialed in. They're getting it set up. The winner of this will be going to our king seat But yes, they're going to have people coming to the board. The winner of this will be going to our king seat match. You see who comes up ready to fight and loaded for bear. Still saying oh, Emily, just love me and be happy with it. Just lean into the love. Lean into it. Alrighty. So I saw a couple bodies come up. Now they're walking. Are we going to the other board? Hold tight. Hold, please. They're going to come to board one, though? Our board one? Okay, perfect. All right. Under 410. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. You tiny. All right, so coming up to the board, whenever they make their merry way over, one's going to go try to see what's going on the hold on that. Will be Brad Wilson, the ever delightful Pioneer coordinator from Richmond, with his partner, George Lights Out Daniels, who just debuted his new darts from Velocity Barrels. Break for darts, velocity, all that jazz. Versus Mr. David Trapp and Leroy Wozniak. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. Lee. No, it's not Leroy. Leroy? Larry? Wozniak. Okay. Someone will correct me or someone will come find me because that's the kind of name where you've had it mispronounced your whole life and they will hunt you down. All right. So as soon as George and Brad and David and Mr. Wozniak, I'm going to go with that for now because I'm pretty sure I'm good there, make their way to the board, we'll get this action started. The winner of this will take king seat. It will be a race to 3. 501 open stacked, 501 open stacked, cricket. And then the good old fashioned tiebreaker 701 stacked. And this matchup will be stacked with talent. See what I did with there? Anywho, don't go anywhere because I'm excited. I mean, I kind of predicted when I heard Brad and George got put together that they were going to be the ones that walked through it. So, not to it, not through it. And then we will get underway. So I'm going to mute myself for a second, put the headset down, double check there's nothing else that I can do to help facilitate this along. Do not go anywhere. Like, share, subscribe, call your mom, tell your sister, send an email, let everybody know that here in the next few minutes it's going down. As you right then and there on cue, Mr. Brad Wilson strolls into camera frame. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get a kick back in. Let's get this action rock and rolling and ready to go. Boys are getting settled in. These guys are pros, so they're going to throw 733 warm-up darts apiece. Whew, that's a long walk. All right, so it will be the battle of Brad Wilson, George Daniels, David Trapp, and Leroy Wozniak. Not Wozniak. He corrected me. I wanted to know. So he filled me in. They are on the winner's side, so like I said, race to 3. It's going to be a showdown in the town. As there you see David Trapp at the board. Firing and peppering a shot, getting himself stretched out, getting himself warmed up. Can't always just throw at the bull because it doesn't always work out that way. As I sit here, and if Sean Green, if you're still here, you're going to have to listen to me, not really listen to me, as it's like Leroy hangs one on top, and George opts to. So we're a little high on our bull cam. We'll have to adjust. There are a few dots out of piece. Alrighty. So it cracks me up that they take this to league mode, but it doesn't have anybody's information. But yeah, Sean Green, just for the record, I will be chewing off and on through this entire match you're about to witness. When I get a brief intermission, some insomnia cookies fresh out the shop. As George and Brad, with Brad going first, I like this in 0-1 for Brad because Brad's a monster shot regardless. But if I was being completely honest, I don't know if he would agree with me. I think Brad strong suit lies in 0-1. Bull's really, he's a great bull shooter. He's a great shot in general. Whereas George is remarkable shot regardless. I think he leans in cricket. As Leroy kicks us off, hat trick to answer up the low ton from Brad. Our first look at George Daniels, who, as we all know, a.k.a. Lights Out, a.k.a. Harambe, a.k.a. El Presidente of Cincinnati/Northern Kentucky. One of the nicest guys out there. The gentle giant himself. Finds himself a low ton wire in third shot, which will bring David Trapp to the board. I was going to say Larry Trapp, don't know why. He does not find himself a bull on the visit. So Brad Wilson, coordinator for Pioneer Vending, a Richmond, Indiana area. Here this weekend to have a good old time as he looks to fill it up and just flights under 119 on the visit to leave. What is technically with open out is technically an out. It is not a bogey. 162 is achievable. And here comes Leroy with back-to-back hats, ladies and gentlemen. Leroy Wozniak, back-to-back hats. Fire on all cylinders. Leaves technically what is an out. George going to go about it the fun way. Trip 14. Just a dot inside. On the 162. Holy cow. And now bring David back. David, you can do 159. 57 to trip 17 to trip 17. That wasn't what I was thinking. Needs at least a bull here to try to put some pressure on this 28. Does not find it. So this first leg here being a tale of two stories with David finding himself a dot out and Leroy just punishing the bullseye on both visits. Brad looking double 14. Opts to go fat. It is open out. And is his prerogative, and there he goes. Leg 1 to Brad Wilson and George Daniels. They will go to leg 2, which is another repeat of 0-1. Loser starts. As Leroy proves to the world he's human and does not go hat trick to open. Brad looking to fill it up and does hat trick to open for Brad Wilson. Sensing a theme. These guys are good. Does not make me jealous. I'm not throwing today. And David, there he finds himself a bowl. And finds the half a dot between the bowl and the dart and the 9 to squeeze another one just outside the fence. Not missing, just not quite hopping the fence as George looking to fill it up. And he does with 2 in the black. So back-to-back hat tricks for the team of Wilson and Daniels. Average height on that team being 7 foot tall. Leroy dot out first, finds it on the second and the third to get the low. 105. Somebody call that man an ambulance. Brad looking to continue the trend of a perfect game as a doubles team here. Dahl wires out first dart. Unfortunate. Finds bull again, though. And just over top on the third for 77 on the visit. But after 9 darts sitting on 124. And here comes David Trapp coming alive, leg 2. Finds himself his own hat trick. Said everybody else had one but me. It's my turn. So George looking at 124, probably bull, double 12 is just the way to do it with the open bowl here. Double 12, and he hits it like we doubted it for a minute. Leg 2 goes to Brad Wilson and George Daniels, and we will kick it to cricket. See if the teams swap up their orders at all. So David and Leroy staying the same. Leroy leading out. Curious to see if Brad and George swap off on the cricket change. Looks like George is gearing up as Leroy finds himself a 5. And I'm not trying to say I'm right all the time, but sometimes I am as George Daniels steps up to tune up this cricket leg. And if you've never watched George Daniels play cricket, 1, he doesn't usually miss like that. And 2, the way he goes about it, the method and the madness is something to be seen. Only 19 points on the visit, so they are trailing. David looking to fill it up. He's going to go, is he going to go after the 9? Is he going to stay up? Huge 7 mark to extend themselves a nice and healthy lead, putting 1 in the 19s to add a little bit of pressure to Brad's throw. And finds a big trip on the third dart. So Leroy looking to clean up, but starts up top first. He knows who they're playing. He knows they're down 2-0. Pushes a treble for another single to leave the single dart close. Ashley Ritchie chiming in the chat saying, hey, Miss Ashley, hope Florida's being kind to you. George looking to fill it up. He'll take 6, though. Makes it an 11-point game. David only needing a single to close, but wires over. Connects second dart. Really needs a big third and connects. Boosts it back up to a 71 1-point lead. So now I'm going to tell you right now, George is thinking 18s, but Brad is a man. He can hit anything, but Brad loves the 17s. But he's going to go up. Okay. Connects second dart, just over top the fat for 2 mark on that visit. I just know that, yes, 18 is in the procession, but I know that I've watched Brad 9 mark the 17s round after round after round. It's kind of insane. I mean, like I said, the man can hit any wedge you put in front of him. I'm just saying in general. We all have a preference as Mr. Leroy goes up and connects with a 5 mark on the 18s to take it away. So we're going to the 17s one way or another. We knew we were going to get there sooner or later. As George opens up treble, just wires over. Finds a single to follow, so they're trailing by about 90 points. Needing to catch a miss or find a real big round or a combination of the two. As David connects on the treble on the third dart, takes it away. Brad needs a treble here, just a dot over top. One of the most frustrating feelings in the world right there, where you know you didn't miss, but you did not connect. And Leroy just takes it away. Ooh, that's awkward. Change your angle. Or not and grab and stay. Either way works for me, my friend. I always tell people, not that I'm the greatest shot in the world by any means, because I'm definitely not, but everybody's loving that trip 10-15 wire. But if you ever find yourself with a hanger like that that's awkward and flights are grabbing like that, change the angle, change the approach, or move on. One or the other. Look for quality misses versus the frustration of the flight and the grab. Everybody's firing to that 10 right now. There's one. There's just over top again. Flight, you see flights bouncing and grabbing. So it's going to be who wants to take the 15 home first. Big 9 from Brad right here would go a long way. Just under first dart, just saddle corner top side. And just flight banging and pushing and just only able to find one single. See if Leroy opts to capitalize here. I know Brad and George do not want to see a momentum shift here if they can help it. He went to go bowl first. Big trip 15 second dart and a double bowl to cap it. If he'd hit the bowl on that 17 effort, been leg over. Oh, George, he's just flighting and fighting. He's there. Just flighting and fighting. Finds a double on the first. So everybody take this opportunity. Let me know how the stream looks. Let me know how I sound. If it's terrible, let me know. If I'm terrible, by all means, let me know. And of course, as always, do tell me where you're at, where you're from, what you're doing today, how you're at work, cheating, peeking at your phone instead of turning in that quarterly report. If not, I'm happy to see y'all here today. It's so nice to have this opportunity to chit chat and hang out with everybody as Brad finds a dart, third bowl. Whoa. Bowl, third dart. There went that sentence. Leroy only needs one. Finds a second dart. So David Trapp and Leroy Wozniak take leg 3. We will kick it right back across to hand it back to George and Brad. And we will stay in cricket. George will open for us. David Collette chiming in. We will be here all weekend. I am throwing some, but I'm hoping what they'll do is run the stream with either Juan or Steve poking in and chit-chatting a little bit in my absence, not running a static setup. I know we are going to take a break or two, both for Facebook needing us to reset our timer and also to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Because for those of you who don't know, sitting here all day talking, although it sounds exceptionally lazy, is anything but. But yeah, we'll be here all weekend. This is NADO Continental. I'm talking so well today. The NADO Continental here up here in Middleton, Wisconsin, is Brad looking to find another 1-5 mark for Brad Wilson, the 19s, to give him a 38-point lead. But yeah, today is the Uncapped Leader Invitational, Uncapped Points Leader Invitational. Then tonight is the Extreme MPRT, as it has been so aptly named. And then tomorrow, trips in the morning, dubs at night, and then Sunday is the for all the marbles ABC flighted MPRT setup, in which you will see many of the same faces rotating through. But we're here, we're live, we're gonna have ourselves a good old time. As we got the battle of David and Leroy versus Brad and George. We got two giants versus. No, they're not short. It's not fair. It's just they're exceptionally tall. It's been a battle nonetheless. George and Brad cleaned up pretty handily in 01, but Leroy and David making their name known here in the cricket legs. And Brad and George not been connecting quite as well in this cricket leg. So, yes, my dear Brad and George. Yeah, that's who, the way the cookie crumbles. As David finds three fatties but fails to find a trip. They are ever so slightly in the lead here. But I have nothing else to be said but for just a moment more here till George throws his first dart, because there goes that lead in a heartbeat. George's elbow's a little off kilter on that second dart, but as you already know, George Daniels, the 6 mark, although impressive, is George demands perfection. And he's so good at hitting. You know, when you're that good, it's hard to miss. It's hard to take misses sometimes. Leroy with a big third dart for a 5 mark, keeping them relevant in this leg. So it'll be interesting to see if Brad opts down to up or up to down. Looks like he's looking up. Does not connect first dart. Finds a second. He's going to take one shot at it, and he does, and stabs a single. David to the board, needs another. Oh, the flight and the roll is real as he rolls it into a single, too. Yeah, Michael David Ewing. George Daniels, who's that? Yeah, I don't think it needs to be explained. Harambe, a.k.a. Lights Out. Like Outcast says, he'll disconnect the lights and turn them all out. You know how that goes. Big trouble look for here for Leroy. Oh, he looks up, gets aggressive, and stabs the hero dart. It's always the right route when you hit it, my friends. But man, that was brave. I love it. I love everything about it. Forces him to a new wedge, establish the point lead, pushes them to the 16s, but it's only a single. I'd take the shot 17. Take it away. Oh. I don't know. I might have taken the point deficit on the close. See if he lives to fight another day with it. It's Larry looking to make it. Larry. Why do I keep saying Larry? David. It's because I know a Larry trap. That's why. David trap looking to make that hurt and almost does. George got to spend all 3 here. Only finds himself 3 singles, so still trailing. I would not toy around with that 16 here, boys. You squeezed by with Brad and George having off rounds. You're not going to keep getting that over and over again. You got to take care of a wedge. If you're trying to outrun these guys, that's a tall order. Single to a single. He opts to take the stab close, which I would have hoped it would happen 2 rounds ago, but that's okay. Wires into the 3. Now David to the board. Okay. We're tossing darts here, but we're not. If you're not connected on the trip, go take the close. Single. He'll take the stab. Now look for the angle. Move to the 15. Take the 15 away, George. Oh, he's just over top of it. Oh, and you can see Brad with the stumble reaction because it was just hugging the wire. I'm here to tell you I almost would have considered swinging to the 15. He tripped that 15. It pushes him all the way to the bowl as he goes double to close. There's no doubles in cricket. And goes treble for 45 points and bolsters it to a 70-point lead. And that'll send Brad to the board staring down the bullseye. Just over top. Finds the second dart. Needs a double. Ooh. Flight grab and a roll. Finds a single 12. David bowl for a double. Finds himself 2 bowls on the visit, so Leroy will look to clean up when he comes back. Mr. Brandon Neal in the chat. How are we doing, my friend? One of the best dressed darters you're ever going to meet. Color coordinates oh so well. And he's a talented shot to boot. As George fills it up, 50 points on the spin. Makes it a 20-point game again. That all rhymed. Seth Shade, what's going on, my brother? But Leroy takes care of business. Dart number 1 for a subtle 4-4-2. Pushes it to 2-2. And we will go to the deciding leg, which will be 7:01. So they will diddle it up as Leroy's 2 dots out the bowl. George on the diddle. Automatic. He's just automatic. It's silly. Double bowl. Insult to injury. It's good to hear from you, Mr. Neal. Good to see you. Always nice to talk to you. First time I think I've actually got to talk to you when I've been doing the talking versus just being in a chat somewhere. Aaron, I will see what we can do about that. Actually, let me pause myself for a second and ask. No, that's fine. That's fine. So, Aaron, they are actually on the other stream board right now. And when this concludes and we make sure everything's working properly, we will try to pop over to that board and get you that action. I will do my best, I promise. As Leroy gets to work and finds himself a hat trick. The beard is so majestic. So ZZ Top. Brings George Daniels the board. Erases the deficit. And then some in 3 darts. Hat trick of his very own. Puts them slightly ahead and on throw. Here comes David coming alive in the 5th leg. Finds himself a hat trick of his own. So we have gone hat. Holy cow. So I was just told the ladies Literally just started on the other streaming board. But at the conclusion of this is Brad looks to go hat. Oh, a 119 for Mr. Wilson on the visit. Dylan, this match isn't good for anybody's blood pressure, bud. This is why they're good, and you and I are just normal guys. My belated birthday present. You're more than welcome to have one. Yeah, Paul Rogers. I know I'm talking over talking, but Paul Rogers is my belated birthday present. But yeah, because they've got one in Madison. Yep. All righty. David Trapp looking at 251. Oh no, pair of threes. Finds a bowl, but that gives Brad the opportunity to give George a solid look at an outshot. As Paul chimes in, 4 miles from here. Oh, oh no. Only, but, buddy, it's an out. And if anybody was going to be your partner and you're leaving them a 180, as Teddy Bear Daniel List will tell you, I left him a 180 and he took care of business. Oh, falling into a 2. Double bowl. Stay there. Oh. So the 1-3-2. So it's a battle of will here. George Daniels with the first crack at a 180. Or will David Trapp get a one shot at a 1-3-2? First darts in. Just over top. Just go bull. Brad, your partner, just go bull. Attaboy. So leaves him on the 50. I didn't get anything, honey. I'm sorry, I cannot disclose what I got. It's unofficial as I grab my phone to show you. Bull doubles 16 for the match, and he's just over top into the single 8, and the agony on this man's face. So close. As Brad Wilson will look to clean up the bullseye with a clean dart. Trip 14. Double 14. And Brad hits the double 14 to clean up the action. What a match going all 5 legs. Brad Wilson and George Daniels taking care of business against Leroy Wozniak and Mr. David Trapp. It was a tale of 2 cities here when we had Brad and George cleaning up on 0-1 and Leroy and David fighting so hard on cricket. So we're going to... All right, so we're going to kick straight over into ladies' action. Donna Leal, Michelle Jost, Celeste King, and Haley Baylor. I'm going to pretend to be shocked that all these ladies are here. I'm going to assume this is the tail end of leg 1. Fat 17. Treble 3 to leave 8. No troubles at all, Mr. Paul Rogers. No troubles at all. I will do my best to save her cookie. As Michelle cleans up the fat 11. And I do believe we're confirming that that was leg 1. So 1-0, Donna and Michelle over Celeste and Haley. I'm never in trouble. Come on now. Oh, so this is going to... Donna and Michelle won that. rapid fire Michelle Jost. I do not get to see this woman often enough. I love the way she plays. She plays fast, loose, and free, and I love everything about it. As Haley Baylor will come to the board. This is a tale of a whole lot of unique deliveries, and I love what I am seeing as she finds her own 5 mark in the most unique way possible. Travel to a single. She went single dart close and does not connect. I was thinking the same thing. It's okay. She's there. Oh, here's Miss Celeste King. Also one of my favorite people. Single to a double. Treble makes Shanghai. She goes up. Machine Gun Michelle, you are Mr. Shade, as she connects with a 5 mark of her very own, and she threw all 3 darts in 1.3 seconds. God love her, because we all do. Haley looking 17s, found a couple 15s, so stayed put, tried to make the best of a miss. Single 18 to a double 17 to a single 17 to claim the wedge. So Celeste now might as well work off of the 15s from her partner's previous round. Single for Tiesies, samesies, new game. Start over. Michelle. I just didn't even know what to expect because it went every which way but loose. Big dart. Big dart. Fill it up. 7 mark for Haley Baylor. Getting it done. Putting the pressure on Donna and Michelle. Even with the 2 wedge advantage. She finds herself a pair of 17s. But now, Celeste with the opportunity to look at closes. She is pointing. I like it. She's going right after her. She's going straight for the throat. And I am here for it. She's lethal, man. She's just fast and lethal. It's so impressive. I can't think that fast. I can't do it. I couldn't process that quickly. So Haley makes the 17s go away in elaborate fashion. Went to take them both and does not get it done in the 18. Donna opens up. Single to a treble to a single. To apply the pressure, extend the lead and apply the pressure. Celeste said, hold on tight. Big 5 mark visit for Celeste King. Michelle with a 4 mark on the visit. Goes 15, third dart does not connect. Reclaims the point lead, though. Haley gets 115 out of that. Dart's kind of flailing a little bit there, bouncing off of wires. Might be time to look at a new tip or two. Donna's looking to get rid of the 15s and does not quite get it done. Sure she's not overly excited about that. Celeste to the board. Treble 15. Single 15. Take a stab. She stays put and connects with the bookend 7 mark. This woman's on fire. Yeah. And she throws so fast. But she kills it. She kills it. It's insane. Here comes Haley. Darts her. Big treble. Third dart for 4 for her. 60 points on this visit. 18 to a single. Keeps the 40-point lead alive. Celeste to the board. I think if you trip first dart, which she does, go up. Go up. She stays put. 60 points. Slight point lead, but I guess playing it safe when you got Machine Gun Michelle standing behind you. Because she goes trip first dart. There's no doubles in cricket. No doubles in cricket. I'm going to tell you what, Machine Gun Michelle makes Jason Beatty look slow. Lord have mercy. Haley finds herself a pair of 15s for 30 on the trot for making a 3-point game. If I'm Donna here, I'm sending the first one at the 15 to try to get rid of it. Which she does. Here comes Celeste back through. Looking 16s now. All right. Sorry, guys. Had to step off for just a split second there. I had to clear out a camera leaner. As we are looking bullseye action here, Donna finds herself one on the visit, which brings Celeste. Single to a double. Oh, third one would have meant a pure insanity. Machine Gun Michelle lining it up. 2 bowls to do it. And she gets it. And Donna Leal and Michelle Jost winning 3-0 over Celeste King and Haley Baylor. The thing is that stat line says 3-0. You look at the stat line, though, and it's very evenly matched. That was way closer than I think anybody thinks when you see the fact that it was 3-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to... Juan is on the phone. I am stretching my body. I apologize. All right. So let's see if I pop over. Will it let me? I'm going to pop over to this other board and see where we're at. Now, as you can tell, the names on the screen are not going to be accurate. We need to change those out. But that tall drink of water right there is John Hastings. And that very intimidating looking gentleman in the Hurley hat in the back is Mr. Cody Willis. And I will work on getting the information of who is who's playing who right here, right now. So actually, you watch the action. I'm going to pause my mic, mute my mic for just a second, try to figure this out real quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we're going to kick back in here. We are getting the score line right now as far as legs. They're either leg 3 or 4 in the battle of Cody Willis and Dan Painter versus Darren Ross and John Hastings. As John is looking to make a statement piece in his Superman jersey. He also threatened today to come back here and quote unquote wreck my life with hugs and love. So that's the kind of guy John Hastings is. If he tries to deny it, don't believe him. Anywho, Mr. Darren Ross to the line, and I love Darren because he and I chit chat whenever I get the chance to see him, and he makes me giggle because he does the Jumpman Jordan tongue out just about every single dart toss. And I don't mean that as a criticism or an insult. It is amazing and adorable all at the same time. As Mr. Dan Painter getting to work, takes care of treble 16, went up points. I was like, where are we going? So John going to be looking bullseye here. John often partner in crime to Mr. J-Rod, Jared Henry. Those guys, a pair of ridiculous shots from Illinois. As Cody Willis cleans up. And it looks like, what are we at? So that means we're at 2 apiece then? Cody and Dan won that. Can't. Oh, it's loser side, so it's a race to 2. Got it. So we're in the deciding leg here. As John diddles, he's a couple dots into the bull. And looks like he beats Cody by a dot. Yes, Mr. Paul Rogers as well from the northern, I do believe it's northern Illinois, correct? Yes, like the Rockford area. And that also where home of Arachnid? Am I correct in saying that? I sometimes forget things. And we will get started. Darren and John won the diddle. Darren will get us kicked off. Puts himself in entry in at 40 points a dart with a 120. Mr. Cody Willis, I love his delivery. Finds himself 105 on the first visit. Mr. John Hastings. It's so funny because he's the nicest guy in the world, but he's got that mean look to him. But he's not mean at all, as he finds himself a very mean hat trick to kick it off his part of the leg. And Mr. Dan Painter not quite connecting with the bull on that visit. We are in the deciding leg since we are on the loser side. It is a race to 2. And John and Darren are running out to a firm lead here. Cody needs to go big here. Big solid round to get him even back in the realm of this leg. And a hat trick does not hurt that cause. It tightens it right back up. It's still an 80-something point game, but just a little more feasible. As John struggles and does not connect on a bowl, that might be the very window that Cody and Dan need. If Dan can come through with an answer, that's a start. Needs a bowl. Finds himself a pair for 116. It is a new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 3-point game. They are on throw still. And that right there from Mr. Darren Ross a huge answer to put a defiant shot there. Gives him a definite chance working 145. But here comes Cody. Finds himself a pair as well, but with that fleeting 6, leaves him just outside of Outcountry. So they will have 6 at 145. Not that he's going to need it. Oh, and nearly cleans up the 145, leaving 30. All Mr. Painter can do is apply pressure. Another bowl goes a long way. He does connect, leaves the 71. Will that be enough pressure for Mr. Darren Ross? Looking at 30, double 15. It is open. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. 15 to the 2. Busts on the third dart. Say 11 for treble, 20. Tops. And Cody connects for the come from behind win. Cody and Dan pulling out what in that leg was the upset off the unfortunate miss from Darren Ross. So John and Darren's day has come to an end. Cody and Dan will continue trekking on to the loser's side to keep going. Man, I'm in shock. Wow, I'm kind of speechless on the back end of that. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Alrighty, one unfortunate end, but that's the way that open works sometimes. A dot here and a dot there can lead to that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look for our next match. Anybody up over here? We got some people warming up. Got some ladies warming up. I know they're working on figuring it out over there. There's Mr. Cody Willis. A deep sigh of relief pulling that one out of his back pocket. And it looks like Leroy and David are back. And they'll go right to Cody and Dan. Okay, so we're working right to that king seat match. Okay. We're going right back after the king seat match, I guess I should say. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, so this is your opportunity to like, share, subscribe. We are live. The NADO Continental 2022 NADO Continental. Beautiful Middleton, Wisconsin. Here at the Madison Marriott West. I am your guy, Ryan George, the voice of Cincy Dart Streaming. I will be with you all weekend long when I'm not throwing. Hopefully tomorrow I throw decently well and we can actually say hopefully I throw well enough to all right. So while these fellows warm up, I'm going to mute myself here for just a second, pop the headphone off for a minute, let these guys throw 733 warm-up darts, and we'll be right back just after this. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back. Sorry, I had something in my eye. Had to take my glasses off and everything there for a split second. All right, I can see again. All right, we got the battle of Cody Willis, Dan Painter, David Trappin, Leroy Wozniak. They are on the loser side, so this will be a race to 2, 0-1 cricket, 7-0-1. Mr. Dan Painter finds 69 the hard way. That'll bring Leroy to the board. I am both impressed by the way he throws darts and his beard. He was also quite kind when I butchered his last name. That was always a plus. Hooked on phonics does not always work for me. Mr. Cody Willis. Fighting and flighting. Little high, little low with after the first one dead center. Leaves him sitting back on 300. And David Trapp technically could have taken it out. Bullseye for 48. Just underneath it. So he'll work from there. Mr. Painter staring at 300. Looking to make that go away the best he can. And Leroy cleaned it up at the double 11. Second dart, trip 19 for double 11. 79? Really? Listen, well, I guess single or trip there. Yeah, this makes it awkward. Mr. Casey Parsons checking in. Hey, buddy. So nice of you to use your kind words. Wouldn't expect that from you. You're mean to me all the time. Kidding. Always good to talk to you, buddy. Leroy connects first dart, second dart just over top, treble third dart. Big 7 mark bookend visit for Leroy Wozniak. Sorry, Wozniak. Apologies. I like Dan's delivery. He just seems to rush it a tad. And I think when he rushes it a tad is when the misses happen. And for me with David, it's all about that lean, bud. Because replicating that lean could be tough. So Cody's looking up top, connects on the treble. Looks to go shut down defensive back on him and does not connect. So that could leave them hanging in the breeze a smidge if Leroy connects first dart, which just underneath. Big second dart, though. He's going to look up at it. And just like the last match when we saw him, Leroy very comfortable going from the bottom to the top of the board in a smooth transition and connecting on it. Dan only finding 2, flighting over into that double 4. Three singles is huge here. Treble's even better because you can move on. And he does the smartest thing I've learned in darts. Small moves make for more accuracy. And instead of going 17 or 16 or feeling flashy, he just drops straight down. Same shot on the board as the 15 and just takes it away. Such a mature, well thought out process. Shows you that he thinks about what he's doing on the board. As Cody puts 2 in the 17s in that first round. Leroy says, hold my beard. Looks to take the 17s and the 16s away. Does not quite get it done. Only 1 in the 16s, but does clean up 17's first dart. Double 16 to a single 16. So David, 2 16s here to close shop. Move on. He's going bull first. I oh no. Third dart flights high. Oh no. Needs a trip. Needs a trip bad. Connects third darts, put a little bit of pressure in there, but not much considering the wedge differential. So it's going to be single 16 to move on for Leroy. Double doer. There's a single. That felt pure. And he connects third dart for a casual 5-2-5. So Leroy and David taking down Cody Willis and Dan Painter in sound fashion 2-0. And I'm pretty sure that means they're going to go right back, and it's going to be a rematch. David Trapp, Leroy Wozniak versus George Daniels and Brad Wilson. What now? All right. Okay. Perfect. So we're going to swap over to the other board here. The ladies are en route playing. Steve went to get me a score line to see where they are at. But we've got Alicia Alexander, Melissa Courtney, Rachel Alba, and Sarah Schoenheit. I pray I got that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. And feel free, chat, to chime in and let me know, because I'll be completely honest with you. I am not firsthand familiar with any of these ladies. These are all new shining and smiley faces to me. But Steve also working on that with a big double 19 on the third dart there to give them the ever so slight lead. That one got away from her just a tad. She gonna look to shut down, or she staying put? She's gonna stay put, which is the smart play. It's not. I tend to giggle and like the bold play, but that was the smart play. Aaron, I did it right. I'm so proud of myself. Well, Aaron, do me a favor, since you apparently very much know these ladies. Give me a walkthrough on whom's whom, and if you can beat Steve back to me with the information, we'll be officially best friends for forever. Not that that is like a important thing. I mean, I think it's great, but I'm just a guy, so. So, Alicia, Melissa, Rachel, and Sarah. I'm just excited I got the names right. I'm going to live on that for a minute. We're looking at points here. So that was Alicia. All right, so, okay. Okay. All right. I can figure this out. So that was Alicia right there. And she's talking to, that's Melissa. Boom. Okay, I'm working on it. Okay, I think I got to figure it out. So then this is Melissa Courtney. With a big treble 19 second dart and third dart 6 mark for her. Casually throwing a 4.67. Woo. Oh, Brad corrected me. Oh, that's Alicia. Okay, so backwards order. Okay, I got it now, I think. Now we'll just figure out the other two. I apologize, guys and gals. Okay. All right, so Alicia in the black jersey. So Alicia's our 4.67. Got that narrowed down. Holy. I don't want to catch any of these ladies on a game because they'd beat my backside up and down. Boy, yeah, this is the losers bracket. We're throwing fours. Oh, I wouldn't stand a chance. As here comes Alicia. Perfect. Thank y'all for helping me out with that, getting that squared away. Blue shirt is Sarah. See, y'all y'all are my heroes. So that's Sarah showing height. So as Aaron told me, I said it right. She cleans up 19s and then goes back up top. I like the aggressive nature. So this will be Melissa to the board. Looking at 18s. I really like her wrist and her delivery. It's very clean, very fluid. And certainly, not last nor least, Miss Rachel. Got it. Got them all squared away. You guys are rock stars. This is why I live for the group chat. All right. So Miss Alicia. She is looking at 18s. Find herself a treble, go a long way right here. She's just flighting and grabbing, fighting, and a little, whoa, board wobble. And here comes Sarah. I like her delivery right from the eye line, just below the eye, between the eye and the nose. It's clean and it's fluid. It'll just come down to hand release for her, but that's a nice, excellent looking delivery. Like I said, these girls' averages would take me out any day of the week, so I fear them more than they would ever fear me. Miss Melissa finding a single 18 on the visit. Rachel taking care of that in smooth fashion. Single 20. Really would have rather had the treble there, but that's okay. Extends the lead. Keeps them at that arm's reach. Forces them to stay focused on a treble versus looking at closing down your bed. Never a bad thought process. You can never lose a cricket leg being up in points. I haven't lost one of those yet when I've been up in points, so, you know. But Alicia's going to make a case for it as she goes 6 mark into the 17s. Still a 46-point game. Not anymore. Amazing darts from Sarah. Wow. I'm impressed all around. Very, very much impressed. As Melissa is going to look to continue to beat up on that 17. Finds herself a single. Just a dot over top on the treble for a 2 mark, 34 points, trailing 72. Rachel is going to look to get rid of that 17 as fast as she possibly can. Needs the third. Finds it. And that will force Alicia to look for the 16. Well, I mean, she goes 16 or 15, whichever her preference is. When you're battling on the wings, you're only talking 3 points per treble. But, you know, some people prefer 15s over 16s and vice versa. She's got 2 out of 3. Treble go a long way. She's just underneath saddle corner into the 7. And Aaron, anytime, I'm honored to get the opportunity to broadcast this out there and get it out to everybody and give everybody a chance to view this event. And the people that are here, they deserve the opportunity to, you know, get a little exposure, get a little screen time, get a little hangout time. You know, everybody of all shapes, sizes, and varieties and talent levels needs to have their 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Well, not 2 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it ends up being. But they all deserve this opportunity. And that's one of my favorite things about it because, like I said, you know, it's not just for the elite. It's for everybody. Not just for the guys. It's for the gals, too. Heck, if we could get some junior divisions rolling, we'd have the kiddos on here, too. All righty. Well, Rachel, 2 singles, cleans up the 16s. So that'll push Alicia to the 15s, but I wonder at any point does she reach back? I know points are everything, but take a stab at that 20. I don't not right now, but I mean if you can vet and open that 15, a couple of quick trebles out the gate. Just a backwards thought process. Gonna have to stay put now. And shoo, she's on top of it. Will Stewart, ladies and gentlemen, chiming in on the chat, and I do not know that I am worthy, but it's always good to talk to you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in and saying hey today. We're cruising along. We got our stuff figured out. Have had a few bumps and scrapes this morning, but my one and only in one Valle and Mr. Steve Hubbard, being the brand geniuses that they are, got it all squared away, and I think we're good to go. We're off and running. As Melissa finds herself hammering a treble 15 of her own. Hey, what's up, Ope? I am not throwing today. I am throwing tomorrow. So I'll be here today. I haven't thrown yet. I was out there throwing for funsies last night and earlier. Rachel goes up there and tries the 15, but go ahead and opts for some points, knowing that Alicia, who's been throwing insanely well, is one that follows her. I'll be throwing tomorrow in trips and dubs, though, buddy. So, not that I know that I'll make the stream, but as Alicia flighting and finding her way, only finds a single 15 in it, but it's a ball game right now. And Sarah's going to make that 15 go away, and then I would assume point third dart, but she gives it the good old-fashioned yankety-yank on the third one, which is exactly what I do a lot more than I'd like to admit, and finds a 12. So Melissa to the board. Looks to close. I like the aggressive play. I don't think I can explain how much I like that aggressive play. Thank you, Senor Opisan. But Rachel goes double bowl to single bowl and cleans up the cricket leg. So we will go to a third leg decider. Melissa with a valiant effort to prevent any more run on the 20s, and Rachel's going to hang it right over top of the bullseye. 1 dot out. And Alicia says, allow me to borrow that and put it 1 dot in. So Alicia and Melissa will get the start in the final leg decider, which is 7:01. Stack score, no freeze. This will be an all skate. Tiebreaker, playoff line. There you go. Alrighty, we will get this off and running. No doubt that Alicia will kick it off. See how she... I would only think that she already throws amazing darts. If she could get that back foot to stay still, she might find herself hammering away even a little harder on everybody. Just got an update in. The men's finals has gotten kicked off. George Daniels, Brad Wilson are up 1-0. 1-0. Which is exactly what happened the last time. They went out, won the 0-1 games in solid fashion, proceeded to lose the 2 cricket legs, and then held on tight in the deciding leg, the 5th and deciding leg, which was 0-1. Rachel firing away. Does not find a bowl. Leaves them trailing ever so slightly. She is just circling the wagons on that bullseye. She's not missing. She's just a dot out of it. Sarah jumping that fence. Finds herself 68 on that visit. Melissa finding herself a bull after a stray first dart. 69 the hard way. Sorry about that, gang. Had to mute for a split second. So this leg is going to come down to who strikes big first. Will it be Melissa and Alicia, or will it be Rachel and Sarah? Alicia needing a bull in the worst way, and she's right there. Again, not missing. Just it's that frustrating moment where you're like, I'm there. I am delivering the dart properly. Just like that. Hat trick and the tables turn. Melissa with a big bull third dart. But Sarah delivering that hat trick right there. Going to allow them to push down and through. Trip 18 or stay bull. Goes bull to leave 58. So Sarah Schoenheit will be looking at 58 when she comes back. And like I said, it looks like it's just a battle of striking at just the right time. When did that big score happen? And it really came down to that hat trick. Ooh. How do you want to play it? Too much. Much too much. Melissa's going to continue to fight her way in here. They're not giving up just yet. They're almost there. They're just sitting outside looking in. So they have 6 darts at 58. Trip 14. Double 14. Just a couple dots off the edge. Alicia wants to find her teaming out here. That's a good start. That's a beautiful second dart. And a 115 to leave 122 is a great way to apply a bit of pressure to that 28. Don't anybody ever think it's over till it's over, because it's those smaller numbers that can get a hold of you. And she finds and she finds 11 on the visit, leaving 17. Bullseye for 48. Okay. An 8 for leave 90. 90's a clean 2-dart out. So Rachel Allball looking at a fat 17, trips to 2. This is where it gets interesting. Up into the double 14. Oh, no. Oh, it could have all just gone wrong right then and there. Alicia Alexander looking at 90 for the win. Cannot take it out. Leaves 54. So Sarah Schoenheit, and I only say her last name because I know I got it right, and it makes me happy that I got it right. She wires the 2. Then she trips the 15. Oh, no. Much too much. Melissa Courtney can be the hero. 4 for Bowler. Just go clean trip 18. Double 18. Give me one more. Oh, she hits the double third dart. Oh, no. We're spiraling off. Rachel, fat 17, and she connects. So Rachel and Sarah taking down Alicia and Melissa. And wow, that felt like that could have gotten drastically out of hand. They will move on. Alicia and Melissa's day is done. We will, hold on, fix my board. No. There we go. Kick it over here. Looks like we're in leg 4. David Trapp and Leroy Wozniak making a push against Brad Wilson and George Daniels. Didn't really expect him to be saying that. Not taking away from the shot. It's just Brad and George is just a juggernaut style team, man. David tripped to a single. Finds himself 5-19s to give themselves the point lead. George treble to a single, stabs the 19 in very much lights out fashion. So this is where we're at. This is the men's championship. David and Leroy need to double dip the chip to get the ship from George and Brad. They are not giving up without a fight. That is for sure. We will be going to a last leg decider in this if Brad and George clean this leg up. Brad's found his groove. David fighting his way back in, finds himself a 5 mark, tightens the game back up. George wants to get rid of that. I mean, right now would be the perfect time for a lights out white horse. 17s. Ooh, just over top of it. Ops back up, treble 20. Life is good when George Daniels is your partner, man. Wow. So fun to watch. As Leroy attacks the 17s, needs a treble. Just a dot above, needs a single. Oh, wires just across. So not an opening, but it's also not gone. Couple big trebles here. Oh, needed it. Needed both of those. Now George will go in, single dart close. He wanted to walk it across. That brave soul. He wanted to go treble 16, single 17, treble 15. He was going to draw the smiley face. That's my boy. I like the thought. Oh, it's so good. Leroy looking his options over. They've got 2 in the 16, but it is the biggest wedge left. He takes it away. Oh, another treble there to go a long way. Wouldn't have given him the point lead, but it definitely would have tightened things up. Brad with a single 16 close. He's just over top. He's just underneath, split the difference. He's underneath on the other one. Oh no. Let's see. 40 needs, he still needs 4. So he's gonna have to go really he's gonna have to go trip. That's a hanger, that's in the way. Only able to squeeze 2 with that awkward second dart. So George, single dart close. Oh, he's opting up. Now he'll single dart close. There it is. So doing his best to secure the lead. Makes it a 76-point game. Definitely makes him stay focused on the 15, and that is an awkward hanger saddle corner. He finds it, though. Can he find another is the question. He does. Big 6 mark from Leroy Wozniak. 45 points on the visit. Makes it a 31-point game. Brad, treble 20. Flights and fights. Takes the stab and cleans up. Treble 15. Huge round from Brad Wilson. Double bull. I close that 20 no matter what. Just over top. Finds himself a pair, but it is George Lights Out Daniels, a.k.a. Harambe, standing behind you, and this man throws hat tricks in his sleep. 1 and a 2 and a 3. So we will, in fact, go to a last leg decider. We are knotted up 2 apiece. It will be 701 stack score. I say it before, I say it again. Still no freeze. Makes a big difference right here. And I'm not counting one team a favorite or one team out of the other, but I can't help but think that 0-1 will favor George and Brad. We'll see how this shakes out. George to diddle. And he puts it in the double. Leroy in utter disbelief because he was 1 dot off the double. Thought he had himself all lined up. George said, "Hold on a sec. Let me show you." And away we go. Brad will kick it off. $78 on the visit. Leroy. Oh, that is a grouping and a half, dude. 70 on his visit. Putting them all. When you can reach up there and grab them all with one hand, man, you're not doing anything wrong. George, first one to strike with a low ton in the leg. Could be the tale of two cities here, depending on who can stay straight and stay strong. It's that point in time where you cannot let yourself get rattled. David Trapp follows suit with a low ton of his own. So we're with the throw, but we're knotted up. Slight advantage to Brad and George just being on throw, but Brad fills this up. That changes the angle of the leg entirely. And he just bounces third dart just off the back end of that flight for a 112. 121 point lead. Leroy looking to make that go away. And he does just that. Fills it up. Big hat trick for Leroy Wozniak. Here comes George. Oh, that's an awkward crossing flight. Oh, and he can't quite get the angle on the adjustment. Just a couple dots off the edge. 74 on the visit for a 45-point lead. And that just got washed away. He fills this up, and that's a 100-point lead. 195. 105. Apologies. 105-point lead. I can do math, I promise. Brad finds himself back into the bowl, second dart, and third for the low. All three of these gentlemen throwing in the 30s. If not, we got 140 on the board. Recompose, pinch high. Needs a bowl. Finds it, so he's sitting on... Leaves his partner sitting on 115. George is going to look to make this as comfortable for Brad as he possibly can to put all the pressure on that 115. Needs another bowl. And he finds it for 96, and there's several ways you can work at 96. Most would say treble 20 for double 18. Brad may work it his own way, though. 15. And that's why it was so close to taking it out, yet so close to busting, all at the same time. And that's why I'm so much more for a double. I go 10-15 wire there, and also I look double 10. I know it didn't have to be a double, but fat 20 scares me for that treble. It just scares the crap out of me, man. Treble 20, double 18. And Brad hits it. So George Daniels and Brad Wilson are your Uncapped Invitational winners, beating David Trapp and Leroy Wozniak 3-2 in the final. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take just the fastest quick break here. I'm going to run to the facilities, pay some bills. We will be right back in just a moment. We will see if we can figure out where we're at with our women's bracket. Be right back after that. Just also don't forget, Extreme MPRT starts here in just a little bit. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're kicking back in. We're going to do this faster than we expected. We got Rachel Allballs All ball. Sarah Schoenheit, Celeste King, and Haley Baylor doing battle over here on the women's side. This will be for third place. Winner of this goes back and tries to dip for the ship. As Celeste was looking 18s, went to go 20s on her last and did not connect. Here comes Sarah. Finds herself a 4 mark and the point lead. Haley, with that super unique offhand delivery, finds a 5 mark in clean fashion. Celeste throwing straight darts, throwing really well. Sarah throwing well. They're all throwing well. So much fun to watch. Big treble. I love the fact that you thought about it and you stayed put, and the treble was your reward. Huge bookend 7 mark. Haley does not find a mark on that visit. Rachel cleans up the 20s with authority. Does not grab any more points though, but still in control of the leg. Celeste and Haley being up 1-0 here. She was thinking single dart, close third dart, and I don't hate it. I just wish she'd have connected on it. That would have, that could have made a big shift in the leg. Big treble. Find yourself a single to follow. 17 points. Tightens the game up just a little bit. Makes it a little more interesting. Rachel to the board. She's looking to take that away, and she absolutely does. And then finds a single 18 of her very own to bolster her lead ever so slightly. I have to sneeze 1 second. Sorry about that. Little sneezy I must have. As Celeste goes single to double. There's no doubles in cricket. Good Lord. Don't chase the 15. Go get that 16. Never mind. Don't listen to me. You are a much better shot than I am. She closes down shop on the 15s and narrowly misses grabbing the 16s as well by about 1.5 dots, if that. Haley again looking single dart close on that third dart, and I don't hate it. We just got to connect on one of them and make it count. I love the thought process. I love it a lot. As we only find ourselves 116 on that visit for Rachel, leaving the door open for Celeste to try to get something going here. A couple trebles goes a long way. Single doesn't hurt. Ooh, she had herself a treble third dart there. All right, Sarah to the board. In control of this leg. Definitely in control of this leg now. She can end it. Oh, and she misses, ending it by literally a singular dot. And Haley fails to find a bowl on the visit. So Rachel to the board needs one bowl. That might be awkward. I think that does help push that dart down, that third dart down into the 2. It's a tough go. That's where I always tell people, look at your angle, change your angle, think about your angle. All right, so that should be Celeste. She needs bowls because this is where you were thinking. There you go. Bounce on a flight into the 15 doesn't really help, so single bowl for Sarah Schoenheit. Double bowl for a start just to make a point. We are knotted at 1 apiece, and we will go to a deciding third leg, which will be 7:01 stack score. How's my bullseye camera here? Ooh. All right, so Sarah and Rachel win the diddle. Celeste and Haley will follow because there is no choice of game here. Oh, Sarah's here to prove a point. Whoo! About finds yourself a low. This leg, like I said in the last time we watched these ladies throw, it's going to come down to who strikes first with a big round. Not, one bowl's great, but who puts in the big answer round that, really puts her team into a better position. A bowl round from each one of them, though, is just not a bad thing at all. And they're more than capable than escalating from there. But they're off to a start. Oh. Just the awkward nature of that dart leaves you sitting there wondering if that, how close was that? As Sarah continues her process of just dialing it in, finds herself. There's your first low ton of the leg. Sarah Schoenheit brings Celeste King to the board. She kicks herself right off of the bowl, too. Follows with the second. Could she do the third? She just wires out. There's the ever stereotypical 111 that you hear me reference quite often. Oh, 11 to a bull and just bounces, flights, stops her from getting another one. Would have been another 111. And I would have giggled. Here comes Haley. All right. Sarah Schoenheit looking to keep her grip on this firm and tight. Finds herself another low ton, back-to-back lows for Sarah Schoenheit with a 115 on display. But Celeste is not going quietly into the night. She is not moving without a fight. Finds herself 80 the fun way. So Rachel, third dart, just outside of an out. But with Haley and Celeste on 3-2-3, was going away quickly, though, because here comes Haley. And she got that low-grade fever, that 101, that keep an eye on it, take some Tylenol. But she's there. It could get heavier. Here comes Here comes Sarah. Stay true. Whew. Leave 77, so we're looking 17 for treble 20. Celeste with back-to-backs. Celeste fills it up to put much pressure on that 72. Rachel only finds 30, leaving 47. Bowl for 22 for Haley. Fat 11 does it. Oh, she trips the 14. Oh, no. All right. 47 is 15 for 32. And Sarah Schoenheit delivering on the double 15, securing the leg and the win. Rachel and Sarah will move on. Celeste and Haley's day has come to an end. They will have the opportunity to go back and play Michelle and her partner for the championship. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back just a minute. Also, don't forget, we've got the Extreme MPRT. We'll be starting off here in just a little bit, as well as we will wrap up the ladies' Uncapped Invitational Finals. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody. Sorry, I got pulled away. I had to deal with something else. That was the conclusion of the women's Uncapped Invitational final. Donna Leal and Michelle Jost taking down Rachel Allball and Sarah Schoenheist. We are going to take the stream down and take a short break. The the Extreme MPRT is due to start here in just a little bit. And we will be back. We were going to take a short break. We have to take the stream down anyway to put it back up. I think we're going to be back, Juan said approximately 6 o'clock. And we will be back, and then we will bring you coverage of most all of the Extreme MPRT for this evening. So thank you all so much for being here today. Much love. It's your boy Ryan George, the voice of Cincy Event Streaming. We'll be back in no time. Don't you worry.